Going to do what I do. Fix the dang lighting. Too bright. Okay, I'm okay with that. Hello, people. Can I get a green thumb up for you can hear me? You can hear me. Cool. We got some interesting subjects today because I'm actually going to talk about these keys. Some know about them. I've been working on them for 5 years. Some don't. So I will probably use my phone to show you because I don't have it printed out. Some of them I have printed out, some of them I don't. But I'm going to talk about the journey with this so you can understand what's going on with them now and how that has affected everything. Sometimes we're put in a position with responsibility that we don't realize the responsibility until you're in it. And then you realize there's a lot connected to it. But Spirit is good at just presenting it and then allowing it to flow with it. So it's kind of good, but it's still scary. So there's a lot going on. And I want to talk about the keys. I want to talk about the maps I've been doing, some of the information. And I know there's some people who have been on my signal group that may know some of this, but I'll kind of going over it in a little more calmer detail than rushing through it. So let me pull up one of the first originals. Okay, so we're going to go over this step by step because people are getting confused understanding about this key situation. So I'm going to go in here and I just got to do some remote viewing this afternoon and that's about it. But I'm actually, when I'm done here in the community, I will post all the pictures that I'm talking about so people can actually see the original ones, how they form into what they are now and what's going on. So I think at first it's confusing because you're looking at them and going, I don't understand this. But things are placed at a certain time and downloaded to me at a certain time to allow these things to show the events and present them in the situation. And as those things fall off and new events start to circulate in the middle of the keys and start to show itself again. So we are at a good stage with them now. The last part of it I was thinking it was going to be very, very, very difficult, but it wasn't. It actually came together very smooth. So it presented really well. So let me go in here real quick. All my pictures on the phone, I'm just going to do it this way because I do not have them printed up. Of course, you know me. At a spare moment on everything. So the weather here is getting quite cooler. And I will talk about the fact that we need to be paying attention to rolling. So, and then we'll talk about the map I mentioned this morning I'm getting to the pictures. This is the map that I want people to start focusing on. Let's go into this real quick before I go into the other pictures. So I'm going to be all over the place today. So this is generally a map for the areas that I think are going to be the hot areas. And this is for the United States. So air traffic controlling boats, anywhere that it's plotted around our country in these areas, I would definitely look at those and look for, I call them colonized areas, that you will see activity and current activity replaying. So those are hot areas. So what I'm telling people to do in your own mindset and printing up a map and targeting and showing where these areas are, whether you put colors on them or whatever, it's going to show a consistent pattern and a behavior with these patterns, you know. So I want you to keep an eye on that, because especially Illinois, I think that one's going to be really bad. So yeah, so it's very important to do these areas all around. And we are talking about, I did the prediction on California. It's in the Instagram, shows you that information for the earthquakes and what's going to happen with that situation, how things are going to slide down into that situation, and how Earth will go a different direction. So you need to be paying attention to what's going on over there. But this is something that you yourself can keep track of yourself. So make sure you just put it up somewhere where you can see it as things start to shut down. You can look at those areas and see a pattern going on. Yeah, so part of California. Yeah, Colorado has, those would be the pods. They call them pods. The entire state, yes. So these are potted areas. Canada, I guess I could do a map up there, but I'll put it up later for you. I can look at that for you. So, but this is the states. So put it up, mark it, air traffic control, colonies of issues, and then you're going to see the ones that are not having issues. Pay attention to those too. So cooperation or non-cooperation is the key to this situation. So that's part of it. So let me continue on the keys. I have so many pictures. I know you guys are probably like me. There's so many pictures in your phone that you're like, it just never ends, right? And so, okay. I don't know if I have to go all the way to the past. Okay. So let's go with this key. Okay. So this key is the updated key. Boy, I hate this when you can't see nothing. Ugh. Hold on a second. See how that works with... Nope, you can't even see it. So bad. I'm going to have to post it, but that light is... Hold on, let me see if I can turn this off real quick. Nope. See, it doesn't work. There it is. Okay, I got it that close. Okay, that is the key right there. Okay, and that comes out of there is the energy. And as it blows out, those are circulating motions. That top key is an energy in between that turns those keys on. Okay, but here's a more updated picture. How that air, how that energy comes out of it and blows out of it. These are plates, as plates, big 2-ton plates that you walk on. So as they get activated, they look like this. There's 5 of them, 5 rings, 5 symbols, and they're all plates together. Because their first original plate had events that had to happen. So when it had to happen, all the center of it fell out. So those events happen. Then we're down to this now. Okay, and this master key up above, where the energy goes through, had to activate it to get it to work. Okay, So when that happened, I was waiting on that project for what, 6 years, working on that top key, and no one knew what these were. I mean, I asked everywhere. No one. I was just like, this is getting old, you know. No one could figure it out or anything. So 3 weeks ago, I was getting really frustrated with the situation because when the energy tells me something's getting very close to our situation, these are not made by man at all. No technology from man, nothing. These were put into the atmosphere a long time ago and hidden. So the thing was that these would be activated at a certain time. And once they're activated, so when these came to me, they were in a dream, and a plate, 1 to 2 ton plate. There's so many videos I've talked about this thing. As the plate rotates, and in the center of the plate, the original keys, it shows you all those events that had to happen. Mass destruction, money, world events, all that stuff is in the center of them on the original keys that I drew first time. So then all that events happen. I wonder if I could find the original ones. I think you guys would find it more pictures everywhere. Let me see if I got them in a different area that's accessible, because if you're like me and you got pictures everywhere, it's insane how these pictures can just drive you nuts. Because let me go through here. As long as you guys are patient, I'll find them. So there's not more. There's tons of stuff. That's why I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight going over all the documentation. That's right. I'm not saying it. I'm just backing it up what I have. So, and that's just something I want to go over, because this part is important to verify this information. And it's not just that like I'm saying it. Here's one that actually a person did some research. This will help. She thought they were looking closer to something else, but so here we go with the light again. Not you guys. It's funny how I work with my light, but at least I'm honest, Okay. See? Okay. Look at this corner one right there. Those are my keys. Okay. The original one. In the center of them, it circulates, and there are symbols and stuff that had to happen before it would actually be active. Those are one of the original keys, and there's words in them and everything. And now we're down to past that situation, and we're into we're activated now. So all these plates, this will give you an example. You can see it clear. No, you can't. So see, I hate this lighting, guys. It's funny because I'm just showing you the way I do things, mistakes or whatever. It's right in front of you. It's not planned. I kind of like that. So anyway, there's plates. These plates that you see up here, everybody's trying to think that they were something from them, and it's not. It's not even from an alien situation at all. That's what they were. I'll put them on signal too, but I'm just kind of going over that information. So now those keys are active. So when that activation started, that energy circulated. It came up from high above. That energy hit those, and then it stays permanently in our atmosphere. And they showed me it would be a peak substance, and so it's the map that I have next you'll understand where they're sitting right now in the universe. So as this character of the way these had to be presented, I had to wait till something happened, and the patience of us warriors and seers, we have to wait a lot, and we have to have the patience to wait a lot. And it's frustrating because probably no one knows what we're talking about, and we're going by the lead. I know everybody lost me. So I'm going to circling. Yeah, they circle. The energy makes, I'll show you another map that has the form on it. So these would circulate. We'll get to this. I'll show you a quick thing, what they look like now. They're active. They're right here. It's all active. Energy goes up. I'll get to this later. So it's an active source now. It's an active energy. Some can tap into them, some can't. But it's not something that someone can contain or control anymore, because that's they told me was never going to happen. So now that those are active, and I had a dream, they showed me that they would be up like that when that other piece of that key would go in and turn them on. And that's what's happened. So in the community, I will put all the pictures up and you guys can look at it in YouTube. All 5 pictures. So you can take time to look at it. I know it seems confusing, but it was very important how it had to roll out the way it did. So so now we're into a situation that those are active, and I felt it, and they told me, and they're like, okay, it was that easy. I'm like, wow, it was more easier than I thought. So now I'm getting all this new information from that situation. I didn't think it was ever going to be like that, but you never know how they're going to put you in the situation and what it actually is attached to you on information. So this atmosphere, this energy is very important. That is in the 3D now, and it makes it easier for the ones that are in the higher realms can come down and easily communicate and easily be in the atmosphere without harm to them in any way. So so after that was done, and then informing me, of course, my own tale of how I was sent to Earth and all that stuff, because I wasn't happy when I got here, let me tell you. So, but that's between me and them. So now they told me, Jen, you got to do some more downloads, and I want you just to go up to these keys. Don't worry about going to a higher. So I started doing that. And they were worried about healing, for people to see the bigger picture, to think, looking at the universe in a bigger format of things. You guys got to understand, if I get information from a source on Earth, I will tell you it is a source here. But when it's channeled information, I tell you this is channeled. So you can't find it anywhere, and it's not on some media page. But if you look at all my documentations, I wait for them to verify. So let's go over this just a little bit, and then I'll get into idolizing, okay? So these are pyramids they showed me. And let me tell you, I did this in an hour. They had to throw all this information at me. These are pyramids. This is the thing I really got verified the other day from somebody that actually works around in this space. This line that goes through the universe. And they said it's all connected to everything in all dimensions. It goes straight up. So I was like, okay. So I got that verified. So with that situation, these would be ships. And they're there. I think, I don't think they're the negative, but I wasn't going into detail what ships they were. I think people are kind of tired of hearing about ships right now. This right here, and you can go on James Rink's and his history of his shows. I talk about the quantum system. Now, this is the thing I said about the quantum system. It has its own conscious state. I've been saying it for a long time. You can't mess this up. You can't screw this up. Nothing. You can't, human mind cannot jeopardize this in any situation. Then you have these connections that go down into the ground and free energy and be able to communicate. So these are all, you got to remember, how I draw these and how I design these are just downloads of information. I don't have to look at anybody else's information. I just got to give what I get. So you go up like this. Here's the moon, and here's the sun. Here is this other system they say it's in space that's familiar to this system. This isn't just one, there's more. So they're showing me that system. This is what's funny. Humble Healing is connected to all of this because I downloaded this and had no idea it was connected to this. So as we go up in Humble Healing, it turns off to the right for Humble Healing 2, and both of them say you can't have a flesh body. You can't even be in a body to go into these areas. It's all energy and spirit. So then you have this universal system is where everything, all the minds come together and agree and work. And this is the new planet. So this thing right here is the thing that was very important. It's already tapped into everything. So this right here is almost dismantled, and we're creating, and everything's revolving up here. So the thing about that, I'll put that on there too, is there's more in control and contained of everything. And we're down here worrying about that lower level. And that's just something it's not to worry about. And just like I said the other day, everything that has been done underground had to be very technical and not seeing things across the board in the right way. And can you imagine doing your job and doing it successful underground and then coming above ground and knowing where the terrain is, knowing where things are? It would be much easier to progress through that, wouldn't it? And to know that things underground were done correctly. So I am not as worried as I am on top of the ground, because that's things going to be more simpler than everybody thinks it is. They can see, they know the terrain, and they how to understand each state and where it is. So I just don't have an anxiety feeling about where we're going with that. So I'm not stressing out about it. I'm not Frenching about it or anything. There, if you go, couldn't find it. It's on James Rinks. If you go into some of my interviews, you might have to go onto his Rumble, but it's there. Yeah, they were kind of like Tesla, but the whole thing about this is the quantum system. There's no way that it can be sabotaged. So it's beyond human mind concept of breaking it down or do anything. And even with even the alien species is not in control of it either. So that shoots a lot of that down. So then we want to talk about something that I want you to be independent of. Very independent of. Yeah, just the quantum system has its own conscience. So if you go back on James Rinks, I've said it several times on there. So, and they showed me how it would be, you just can't, human concept of your mindset cannot break through this. It's too fast. It's insane. It's a joke if you even try. So, so now we're seeing that we're evolving as humans. We're evolving in our spirituality. We're opening ourselves up. And at the time that we are at the last port of this situation, there are others that are trying to keep you from opening that up, that connection to spirit, and giving false information so you don't do this, because it shows you independence. It shows you to trust yourself. It shows you to trust your instinct. Just like the churches didn't want you to do it. It's the same thing. It's a different type of control, but looking at it a different way. So when someone tells you to not open yourself and not tap into source, that it's all sabotage, we know that's not true. And most of my clients have taught them that anything negative, how it presents and where it comes in on the body. So you can identify that pretty simple. But it's still a program that they're selling out there to push you back down into this matrix scenario again and not have control over it again. So this is the time you need to open yourself up clearly. And this is the time to completely be going in a higher vibration and going outside and expressing yourself and going up more. And use yourself as that vessel that was always fine-tuned to use. Always was there. So there's no more room for anything else besides you and spirit in that connection. No one else is going to get in the center of that no more. Man is not going to go back in that direction. We're going to stay above that direction and stay with that connection. And I can say, the fear-based of when it comes from sources that put that fear base, it's their own energy, it's their own problem. They're projecting it onto you. So don't take it in like that. Go among yourselves and work with that. And I guarantee you, and every student that I have worked with or anything like that, it's never been negative. I've never set a person in a negative presence of connecting with something that is evil, because I teach them to identify first, not just go into an energy. So most of what you're hearing right now of not going up is hogwash. It's about control. So you yourself is the vessel. You are the one in control of it completely. No one is better than you and your connection with spirit. That is your personal DNA with them. And there's nothing wrong with opening that. But we are not going to let society, and we're not going to let the churches, and we're not going to let the idols that want to idolize use that again. Because our past, we did idolize. It got us nowhere. Spirit, the community of spirit works together as a team. There is no I and me. There is only we as a team together, completely across the board. And so what I say is, one person says, don't tap into that because you can't tap into that because only I can tap into that. That's idolizing. That is idolizing yourself and idolizing what other vessel you have created. And it's based on fear because someone else might get a different information. It's about control. This is your vessel. This is your vessel. This is your connection with God. This is the connection with Creator. And you go straight up. And as long as you identify and know that something is negative, you're fine. Do not let someone take this opportunity away that's happening to our universe and saying, don't open up. Open up big. Because this is the greatest moment that you are going to live through and love it and know that you got to witness it. So, and that's the thing that has been created is you look on our history back generation after generation, idolizing, keeping us down, don't process information, follow the good book, all this stuff. And it gets you to a certain point, but the soul is confused, and the soul is limited. It's limiting the soul. And the soul was never meant to be limited. It was supposed to go through expression and learning and trusting at that millisecond. And then here comes man putting doubt because it's their own projection, their own issues, their own problem, then projecting onto you. You have a choice to use your vessel and connect with it now. Do it. Do it. I wouldn't tell you if I didn't think you could do it. You can do it. You can. And you're going to look back and go, my gosh, this was amazing to go through. It's amazing to feel. Don't let anybody right now put any fear into you at all. You be the vessel that God put you on this earth to be and to create, and go up as high as you want, and don't allow the matrix, masons, anything to stop you from that light. Because the truth will always be pure, and you always see the evidence. Lies are limited, and they don't get very far. So what I say to you is, please reach inside. Please be a part of this. And please open yourself. And please listen. And don't let fear feed you in any way of, you can't do that and you can do this, but I can do that. No. Reach up as high as you want. Because right now, 3 years ago when things were bad, I could say, be careful. But right now, it's not that way. It's not that way. But they would like you to think it's that way. It's not. It's not because of everything that's been done on this universe now. It's been clear, the energy, all of those noble people that have been working for the right societies and doing the right work for years and years. And some of these people have been doing it forever. Forever. It's not just created in the last 2 years. You need to embrace this moment and connect with it, because that's what they want. They don't want people to shut down. They want them to say, hey, I'm here. Reach up to us. Express yourself. Trust us. In any form, I don't do it much. When I come across higher being aliens, they don't idolize. They don't idolize. They're not infatuated with the flesh body or how mind control works in that way. They already got it, and they have figured it out, and they want us to be free and be excited to be in front of them. They do not say, well, we only channel this person and we're not channeling you. That's not true. If your door is open, they'll listen. So I'm here to tell you, enjoy the moment. Enjoy the frequency. Enjoy what's going to happen. And then when everything is shut down, go outside. Watch what's happening above us. Listen to it. Nobody controls you anymore. You are your own vessel of information. And that's what they've always wanted. They've always wanted. They've always wanted it. So do not allow anything to tell you that you can't access that, because you can. And so I hope when everything is done and over, you will see how many people worked on this, how many people did what they had to do, how many people actually came to this earth and to help this concept of all this, all those souls. You need to see it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So anybody that presents to you and tries to tell you not to, there's a big red flag going on there. Big red flag. So you stay strong in what you're doing, because you're free. You're free. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. All that matters is your spirit is free. Your spirit is free. So I've been working on these concepts for a long time, and I got more downloads coming. And I just kind of wanted to come on and share you guys with this. We're going into another good session of some situations that are going to upgrade us, and you need to enjoy it. But if you need me, you know how to reach me too. So, like I said, get away from the idolizing. Get away from anybody that idolizes something or they get their information from something, and that's the only source. Turn it off. You go, I have it here. I have it inside me, and I'm going to connect with that. And the most raw information is the most true information. Stay out of the left brain, stay in the right brain. So I just wanted to talk about this because I want you to know that you have a choice to be free with it, to make those choice. And no one has a right to take that away. Nobody. And don't allow that to happen. So we're in a good process right now, and now I'm switching to stuff that I always knew that they were going to make me do, which is I dig a lot of stuff out of the ground, and now they're showing me stuff that I thought I would never think was going to be in front of me to show me where they are, and now they are. And I was amazed, and I'm shocked that it's that situation. And it's kind of funny where they're showing me some of this stuff because as humans, we have this concept that we think everything's in the ground and some of it's just right above us. Yeah, it's been right above us sometimes. We just can't see it with our human eyes, and we're not focusing that way, and it's right above us in the visual that we see. We just can't see it clearly sometimes. So it's going to be a neat situation. So when you're sitting back and the first time that everything starts to present and show you evidence, just kind of sit back and calm yourself and just take in all the documentation. And it's just to show you that it took a long time to get there, but always, the light always wins. The negative never wins. They may think they do, but they don't. Eventually, the truth comes out. And so there are warriors on this earth, and there are light workers, and there are healers, and they're all going to be a part of it. They are going to be a part of the leaders of this world. They are going to be a part of it. Your world is doing a 180, completely a 180. And so they've been teaching us a long time ago, and some of us listened and some of us didn't. But everybody can catch up to that mindset. But go through this experience in a good way, and don't let anybody hold you back on the experience. And so I am going to present information in the community. So keep watching those of minutes and downloads that I'll put in my community for that documentation that I'm going to put out there. And I think I might post some of the stuff from the past that's been on there. It's on Instagram too, especially with, I think, the flood of New York. And I did that, determination, and also giants in a certain area. So that's been verified too. So there's a bunch of stuff. But like I said, if you're looking for information, looking for accurate information, always ask for documentation to follow all of that. So I just kind of wanted to come on here and kind of tell you what I'm going to add to YouTube, just verifying more stuff that I'm going to just plant in you. You can do the research on it yourself. But I'm very excited that these keys are where they are right now, and that we are in an active position for good things. And I can tell you that I think that every human will be paid back for every wrong that's ever been done to them. And money will not be an issue in the future. So we can all focus on what we need to do for this planet and Earth and create And that's what matters. From here out, everybody is equal across the board. And I love that idea. No one is higher or lower. It's an equal situation. That's the way it's always needed to be. Yeah, it's a lot of payback. But money, I don't think, is an issue in the future. And so we can advance and do other things and have the choice of doing other things. So I think it's a great thing. So if you guys need anything, you know how to contact me. And I will be updating all these downloads. But like I said, don't give anybody the power that you have inside. And don't let them dim your light. Okay? Because I'm one of those type of people. I could be in front of anybody. And I don't know what I'm going to say in the next 2 minutes, but I know that those guys are dependable and they'll tell me right what to say and they're accurate. Because I trust them. So fear is among you to control and contain you, and beware. But you have the strength in you to do this. So stay alert. It's going to be good. So I love you guys. Take care. If you need me, you know how to contact me. I will tell you that this is one thing I promise, and I said this from the beginning of YouTube. I will never do a sponsor. I will never promote something or anything, because this is about me, you, and spirit only. It's not about anything else. So I just want to let you know that you'll never see that. Okay? Have a good Sunday. Enjoy your week. It's going to be a good one.